What's up, everybody? Yes, it's me, Mike, out here at the Urban Suburban Homestead, and yes, we're gonna do a quick little garden tour today, and then I'm gonna show you about our small little composting bin that we got. Not that we got, we made last week, and it consists of worms, so we can get some organic compost tea in the future, so that we can be able to fertilize these bags the way they should be. Okay, so come on with me in this good little tour. Okay. So as you can see, some things have changed. We did pull up the Brussels sprouts and everything, but we did definitely leave the cabbage collards and also the peppers there. Also the kale is right there as well. And then we have Swiss chard that is growing up in this particular bed, okay? Also some things that switched with the zucchinis. There was two in there, remember, and they have been switched. So right now they're going through a little bit of transplant shock, and also with the squash back here as well. Some of them are going through some transplant shock because I had to separate them. But I said, oh, why let all that good food go to waste? Okay, so we might as well double our chances, especially because squash and zucchini kind of tends to be finicky when it comes to growing it. Okay, now. Oh snap! Oh Lord, the bees is out here trying to attack me. That's one thing you get for having all the pollinators. Okay. um. So yeah. Here we go. So I know some things that was said. I got a phone call from a family member that was saying, why you kill that plant on live camera the other day. So we're gonna go ahead and replenish it. I already put a little bit of black cow in the bag where that particular pepper was, and that's what we're talking about, that small Tabasco pepper that I pulled. There wasn't no root system there, so I said let's go ahead and get rid of it. And I have two seeds right here that are from the bell peppers that we grew from the garden, and we cut it up the other day and put it on our pizza and everything. And so I took the seeds from it and I dried them out, and we're gonna plant those right in that same space where I assassinated that Tabasco pepper. Okay, so come on, let's check it out. Here we go. So yeah, so this is where we had the Tabasco plant, and I definitely assassinated it the other day. So these are the two seeds that we're going to put in there. And so right here on top, that plant didn't get too far in, so I'm just going to do this right here. We're going to plant one right there and one right there. All right, and we're going to hopefully get a new pepper plant. This has got some damage on it. It need to be plucked. Some sun damage. All right. So we'll chop this up on the inside here. Yeah, it's pretty good. Just size that little spot. Yeah, it's pretty decent. So we can still get a little bit. As you can see, I'm hot. We're gonna go ahead and get into this composting and stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and dry off real quick. And today we're gonna be talking about this 3-tier worm composter that I made last week, and it's been doing quite well so far. We're gonna look at the worms and see how they're doing today. The reason why we started this composter is because we want some nutrient-rich soil, and plus a lot of times we have a lot of scraps from the kitchen and also from the garden too. Sometimes things bolt before we get a chance to eat it or whatever. You know how it goes if you've been gardening. Some things just kind of grow a little quicker than you're able to consume it. Sometimes you're not able to preserve it in time, things like that. So a lot of times we put it in our composter. We have a big one over there, which is like a big 30-gallon trash can. We use that for just some anaerobic composting and everything. That way we can get some good turnover for the big pieces and stuff out here in the garden. Okay, so I made this out of Lowe's buckets, and also it's a bucket here from Rural King. Pretty much it's a 3-tier composter, and what happened was I ended up drilling holes in the bottom of this in like a whole nice grid pattern, and I will show you kind of on the bottom of here. It's probably some worms and stuff, but as you can see, it's holes there. Okay, and probably a few worms, And I did them around the perimeter as well, so the worms can be able to breathe and everything. Now we did that for the top 2 buckets and everything. Okay. If I can get the other bucket from being latched. So the first 2 buckets, as you can see, has the holes here, and they also have the holes in the bottom as well. Okay. So yeah, and there's also some worms that some got in the bottom as well. Alright. So yeah, pretty much that's what we're gonna do here. I mean, that's what we did here was we drilled the holes in the bottom, and so that we can hopefully get some worm tea. Okay, that's what we really want, some compost tea that we can be able to put into our water and be able to fertilize the rest of the garden and everything. Now this just started last week. There ain't no liquid at the bottom here. We just put some lettuce and some compost in there, some organic compost to get it started, just so the worms can get acclimated and everything. They're really active in here. They've really been trying and eating and really breaking down the matter that we put in here. We put a little bit of wet cardboard scraps, also a little bit of fruit scraps in here, and as well as some bolted lettuce as well that was in here. And I think that's what we started with. Okay, yeah, we ain't do too much. Yeah, so so it just kind of started out real basic and everything, and just kind of been putting everything, adding on from top of there. So kind of how this works is the bottom layer is the layer that's gonna catch the tea, the juice and everything. That's why we got the holes in the second layer, and then so we put organic matter and everything that I just aforementioned on the second one, and so the stuttering here, so the worms can be able to break that down, and then from here on out we're gonna just place matter on top, which is what we have in here already from scraps that we've already just accumulated over the past couple days just from eating and stuff. Lord, it's hot out here. So yeah, so that's kind of how this works, and the reason why we wanted to do this, like I said, is because we really want to see how the worms break down the matter, and also to get some nutrient rich soil, like I told you earlier, because that's the only way you're going to be able to maintain a type of garden like this, where you have a bunch of containers where a lot of the nutrients seep out of the bags and also out of the little holes and stuff, so you constantly have to be replenishing the nutrients and stuff in the grow bags and stuff and things. So, and really the one thing that grow bags can be good and it can be bad. It's good for us because it enables us to be able to maneuver around the garden, and we can move stuff as we so please. And also HOA is not going to get on us about digging in the ground too much or whatever, because I'm not even sure we can even have farmland like that. I think once we fully close off the backyard, we'll be able to do whatever the hell we want. But right now, while it's still a little bit visible to the front, we kind of got to go by their rules. So that's what's happening right now. But yeah, so like I was saying, with the grow bags, you lose a lot of the nutrients, so it's hard to kind of build up soil and everything. And so what we tend to do is we tend to add a lot of granulated fertilizers, and also like maybe some fish emulsion and things like that to keep the soil going, and also to keep the roots and stuff stimulated. So like I said, that's the reason why we started this composter here. It's also some holes here at the top that I drilled, just so that in case this was like in an encapsulated area or something like this, or this got too full here in the second bucket, we could the top bucket, it could still have holes at the top for the worms to be able to breathe and hopefully not get out. That's why I got the burlap here, so that you can put it on top. So real quick, I'm gonna show y'all kind of how this is on the inside right here, and then you all can be able to see for yourself. Okay, so check it. So this is the second layer right here. As you can see, the worms are retreating, and so they are definitely breaking this down, because this was all green pretty much, and over the past week it has now turned into pretty much dirt. And so they're pretty much doing their job. Hold on, one of them escaping. Get back here. One of them is trying to escape. Get your butt back in here. And so, oh snap, I'm gonna knock the camera. And so this is the top layer where we've already started adding some organic matter and things like that. And there's some lettuce, some more lettuce. So So real quick, yeah. So some of the things that you want to add to your compost is that you want to add things like eggshells, food scraps, nothing meat or anything that's gonna like rot or anything like that. I mean, or spoil like a meat or whatever. I've heard some people even add like maybe fish to theirs, and the worms can break down the fish. I've never tried that because this is, of course, our first one. But you want to add things like, avoid things like your tomatoes and acidic stuff like this, like lemons and lime scraps. Also, you want to avoid peppers, a lot of pepper scraps, because it can irritate the worms. Bellies, and we want them to keep on breaking down the organic matter. We don't want to kill them. We definitely want to make sure this is stored in somewhere that is room temperature. We don't want to have it out too long, too hot or too cold, because can definitely kill the worms. And like I say, that's the reason why you want to get you one of these and make you one, because it's really simple, it's very affordable. I think it cost us about $25 for the worms online on Amazon, and then it costs us about $10 for the buckets here in total. And you just need like a drill bit, and you can use some burlap, but you don't have to. Some people like to put a spout at the bottom so they can be able to pour the tea out or just drain it out. They don't have to like tilt it. But since this is a small system here, we can just take the bottom bucket and dump it where we need to go. We ain't got to be all fancy and stuff like that. But if you got using totes or something, you definitely want to try to invest in like a spout, a cooler spout, or something like that you can be able to extract the worm tea whenever you get it. We don't have any in here right now, but just know in the future when we get some, I'm gonna show y'all what it look like, and we're gonna be doing some more composting. Okay, so yeah, so that's pretty much the idea of everything, for pretty much the worms to break down the bottom layer so they can create some compost tea at the bottom. And also whenever they're done, they're gonna crawl through the holes on the bottom side of that bucket to the top bucket and start breaking that one down. And then we'll use the middle buckets organic matter, and we'll put that in the garden, and we'll just keep recycling and everything until we just keep getting more and more dirt that we can add out here to the garden and get some more nutrients for the plants and stuff. As you can see, I'm out here sweating. Baby, it is hot out here, okay? And I just thank you all for tuning in to the Urban Suburban Homestead. And like I said, we will be checking in with you all. Like I say, Delvin ain't really camera ready yet, you know what I'm saying? He's shy and stuff. So we're going to slowly but surely ease him on here. And, we're going to be out here together, okay? Just know that I love you all. And if you have not hit that like, share, subscribe button, I will talk to you all later. Bye.